Hi, and welcome to episode 10 of my Destiny 2 playthrough. This episode is going to be me running through the Beyond Light campaign because I want to run through the main campaign, but with enough for you to be able to play on your own. So I'm not actually going to worry about the exotic missions, exotic quests, and that general thing. I am just going to run through the main campaigns and let you get all those exotic quests if you really want to. With all that said, my last Destiny 2 video, and okay, this is insane. My last Destiny 2 video, why you should play this immortal game, got 512 views. If you watch that video, holy fuck, thank you. That is the okay. The only other video that got a lot of views was 200, most likely 100, like around there, 100, 200, around there. 500! Thank you, genuinely, and I hope you all enjoyed it. With that said, this video is just going to be mainly gameplay using this build. I've shown this off in a lot of videos, so I'm not going to show that. It's not really needed, but I am going to speed run through this campaign as much as possible and all the others. So there's technically not that many campaigns I can do, and I'm not actually worried about the seasonal stuff. The seasonal stuff you can do on your own as well if you want to. That is more nitpicky stuff. With all that said, I hope y'all enjoy the gameplay, and I'm gonna kick some ass. And technically saying this does kind of go against why I'm saying this, but I do not care if you like my videos, subscribe to me. I don't give a fuck. If you like my videos, you like my videos. If you subscribe to me, you subscribe to me. I don't care about all of that. I am making my videos so you can understand me and who I am. Sorry about that. Did not mean to hit my mic. Hopefully my mic is still actually working after that. Cool. Um I do not care if you do all that. My entire thing is so people can get to know me and how I think so people can know how I play games or how I'm going to make games.
Darkness. Every moment brings them closer. My future does not begin here, but yours does. It's time to step beyond the light. And it all begins with a splinter.
Brute force always works.
My friends, we are all in great danger. Earth, that great machine, Elixir, and the human. Darkness walks among us. We are all in great danger. My kind must survive. Please, send help. There is not much time. What? Where? Oh no. She's already here. Please, anyone.
I was quickly checking if I had my skimmer or my spare on.
That's another one. They all scan the same. Empty. Why did the darkness invite us here? You're quiet today.
Yeah, it's just we keep coming face to face with darkness. And every time we fail to stop it, we're just so powerless. I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
It's Varix. He has a lot to answer for.
Darkness walks among us.
I'll send a message to let Zabalu know.
No, wait. Where is the signal coming from?
Here. Europa.
I've tracked Varix's distress signal beyond the ridge. We'd better hurry.
Okay. Multiple things I want to say about that
Varix,
shit.
He instigated the riot at the Prison of Elders. He's equally responsible for Cade's death. The Vanguard's been after him since. No wonder he's hiding on a desolate moon.
Now, okay. One, Varix is... Okay, I'm going to go in order from that cutscene. Varix is the old Prison of Elders warden, basically. His entire thing was keeping a lot of ancient and powerful, horrible things locked up so they didn't come out and start causing havoc. He did the brilliant thing of deserting his post and doing a lot of stupid shit. Just in one massive go, basically he got very drunk and had a very stupid moment, and a lot of them in one fell swoop. Kinda dumb shit. He makes up for it a whole lot after this campaign, and keep in mind this campaign is a while ago, which is why this is the first time Darkness is really being introduced, and it's Beyond Light, blah, 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 that general thing. Second, or another piece on Varix. The reason why he has the 2 top robotic arms is because he is from their old planet, I believe. I think he is actually from Reese, and okay, how do I put this? Elixni had a dark age like humans did. Their dark age, though, literally destroyed their entire fucking planet. And the dark age is where the witnesses, forges, and everything like that show up. I'm sorry about the dog barking. I can't do anything about that. But what was I gonna say? And to those people that how about this? Some people yell at their dogs. I don't think that's ever really useful, because when they bark, they themselves are yelling. So all you're really doing is yelling at them to tell them to stop yelling, and that's kind of counterintuitive. I think Zelda wants out, but it's too cold. Okay. Change your slap from the dog. Varix got her, or not her. Okay. Varix's arms, his 2 top arms, got docked. They are a punishment, or getting docked is a punishment in Elixni culture, and they typically don't actually have arms replaced or robotic arms put on. That's typically a, you done fucked up, you're kind of a horrible person in their society, but their society itself was horrible, so they could have literally been sharing that type of thing just to get docked. Elsie is the Exo Stranger, and the Exo Stranger is, you don't actually know her name yet, but the Exo Stranger is the person that is the Exo there. She is a time traveler, but in a very dark and demented way. Her entire reason for time traveling and jumping from time to time to time is to try and stop a second Dark Age. Her future, her timeline, got absolutely fucking demolished by the darkness a second time. This is
the origin point of Varix's distress signal.
This is the origin point of her entire dark future. She's gone through so many different versions of this entire thing to make this future better. Like, she's gone through so many different versions, so technically this isn't even her time, her past, or anything like that. And speaking of that very cool thing about timelines, there is a new game that got announced, like, today, possibly yesterday, I forget exactly when, called Destiny Rising. It's made by NetEase. NetEase is the people that are making, and have made, I believe it's the same people, that are making Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a beautiful game, and they've also made a whole lot of other games that are absolutely fucking gorgeous. I am expecting Destiny Rising to be absolutely gorgeous, and the beautiful thing about Destiny Rising, sorry about hitting my mic again, I talk with my hands, is that Destiny Rising, and that's part of the reason why I can't play games and be smart. I talk with my hands, so how am I supposed to play a game if I talk with my hands? But after this, I'm just going to speed run through the campaign. I think these couple things are pretty fun. Destiny Rising is a mobile game, first, which is absolutely gorgeous. Second, it is not actually in the Destiny universe, relatively speaking. It is in the Destiny multiverse, in the timeline and all these different shenanigans, but not actually part of Destiny. Which is why I actually think their heavy weapons are those supers, air quotations, that you saw in the trailer. If you do want to look it up, it's absolutely gorgeous, and I just looking it up. But those supers, air quotations, I believe are actually just heavy weapons. Because if you pay attention, the sword that the hunter pops, I think hunter, air quotations, I do actually think it's a hunter, the hunter pops, the titan pops, and the warlock pops, all are on their back previously. And you only see them use really two weapons. I think that's their heavy weapon, relatively speaking. And that key aspect to how that's going to be different is fucking gorgeous. And not just that, okay, there's so many little cool things in just the trailer alone. One of the cool things that I really like is that there's going to be first-person and third-person capabilities in just the gameplay overall. Like, you can swap back and forth without having to use a sword or anything like that, or be on a sparrow or skimmer or anything like that. You can just swap back and forth. And the implications there in PvP are absolutely amazing. Like, for an example, Destiny 2 in PvP in competitive, you can't do this. Like, you cannot emote to have that peek over ledge. But in that game, you'll just be able to. Like, little things like that don't seem like a whole lot, but holy fuck, the implications alone. And with all this said, I am really looking forward to NetEase's game. I might not play it myself because my phone is old, but...
Where we're going. The campsite. They must be after Barracks too. Let's hurry.
And I never plan on getting a new phone because I really like my headphone jack. Phones that don't have a headphone jack are kind of just not good phones. Headphone jacks are just the better way to do everything. And the reason why I say that is because headphone jacks don't actually have the delay that every single Bluetooth has, different things like that, better audio quality. I just prefer it.
These fallen had an unfamiliar house symbol. Who are we dealing with? Someone's been staying here. There's traces of darkness energy.
Something kind of cool. This area is not just around the place you go to at the very beginning. It is also where you go to do a whole lot of different things. This area, with all these little places that you can obviously something goes, actually has stuff that goes here. Each play.
Reason the distress signal brought us here. Let's look around.
Thank you, Ghost. He's going to keep saying that if I don't scan it, but I'm not going to scan it yet. Each one of these is actually a thing you can find throughout the map, and they're all little things here and there. Like, there's some penguins you can find, and all cool little things you can find around the place. But, like I said previously, I'm not going to be doing the little nitpicky things. I'm just going to be doing the main campaigns.
It's Braytech, from Eventide, Clovis Bray's Golden Age colony here on Europa. Whoever was here was using it to track Barracks 2.
They must have intercepted the distress signal before we did. Okay, I've got the signal's true origin point now. It's not far. Let's hurry.
And the reason why the Extra Stranger could actually easily do that, go into the Clovis Bray stuff, is because the Extra Stranger is Elsie Bray. So, or Elizabeth Bray. She's actually, like, the daughter of Clovis. And he's the one that makes everything when it comes to Bray shit. And they are, like, the vault tech, the obligatory sci-fi, everyone knows them type of thing. And just so y'all know, this campaign is the first campaign to have the Subclass 3.0 formula and all sorts of different things when it comes to the gameplay that you see nowadays. So this overall little amount of ads was actually decently difficult way back when. Now it's just a cakewalk. But with that said, once we get to like Witch Queen and on, oh fuck, things are going to get a little bit harder. And I'm also going to be doing the Legendary campaign, so it's going to get even harder. Just I'm wanting to do it chronologically.
Barracks must have really done it this time. If we don't get to him first, someone else will. If it's not already too late. Wait. Darkness. It's close. I feel it, but it's different somehow.
I don't know why there's different jump heights every now and then. I just stationary and like that. Why is that such a different jump height? Some little things about skimmers I don't fully understand, but some things I do. Jump height is one of them. should have just got off the skimmer.
Not only a traitor, but a thief. Now where is it?
Safe from you, yes.
Search the buildings. Find it.
Wait! Aramis, old friend. These powers, they create chaos. They are changing you. This.
Cling to your machine god. With this power, we make our own fate. Always playing pretend. Living in the past. I should have seen it. Make an example of him.
Something kind of cool, all Elixni technically should be the size of Aramis there, or bigger, if they actually had a stealthy diet of ether, which is basically their growth hormone.
Just up ahead.
And think of them as like bugs and beetles, so they can have no age limit. Which is why Aramis and a couple other people are literally thousands of years old. They had to travel across vast distances in ships, which is why their society degraded to literally forcing people to be absolutely malnourished to oblivion, which is why these guys are so small. And speaking of Varix, Varix I think is autistic, or something around those lines, because he makes little chittering noises, and not every single autistic person. I'm high functioning autistic, which is why I'm saying this. Not every single autistic person has little tics here and there, but some do, and different things like that. I think he just has a Lixney version of autism, which is actually kind of funny.
I'm picking up more chatter on the Fallen's comms.
Have them surround the perimeter. The snake does not leave here alive. It will be done, Aramiskel.
Savior, hurry! You must free me. Varix thanks you. And now must hide.
Not so fast. We heard your message. Darkness walks among us. What do you mean?
There is no time. They are coming. Varix asks for your protection once more. I will take shelter inside. Succeed, and Varix will reveal all.
And over there is a pyramid ship, which is why you see the weird pyramid outline. That is actually something we're going to go to. Or, not in this campaign, in the campaign next. We do kind of commune with it, though, in this one. Have a spear!
That's the last.
Success, Savior. Varix is truly grateful.
Then prove it. We expect answers.
Come to Varix and you will have them. But know that our work here has only just begun.
Just so you know, I actually like that dance because, one, I like the song, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. That song is just fucking gorgeous. Second, I actually dance like that IRL, basically. But I genuinely like the song overall. this campaign is also the one that first brought the bricks, which is why that one was meant to be a lot more hefty. Like, imagine not knowing a brick is going to be in this, not knowing when it's going to happen, different things like that, jumping up here to kill some boys and seeing it just drop. My reaction the first time playing through this was so fucking fun. It was, oh my god! Because I did not know big bitch, and I actually had to use the upper portion there to just possibly survive the big bitch first go. Because they didn't need legendary difficulty back then, different things like that. Like, it was actually a pretty good challenge. Not really difficult, but a challenge nonetheless.
You do not trust Varix, yes? But leave your distrust, your blame, for later. The Elixni who attacked me, she is Aramis, ship stealer. A new Kell of Kells, unifier of the houses. And she seeks to build an army of Elixni, powered by darkness. If she is not stopped, she will destroy us all. You must go. Varix will help you find your way.
And to specify why I call him autistic is because autism, if you didn't know, boiling it down, lets you have one thing that you are fucking good at. My thing is games. I am beautiful at games. I can do all sorts of different things, and it's also thinking a lot. Okay, how about this? Games are interactive art. Art allows you to think so well, relatively speaking, and different things like that. So I'm able to think very well and come up with very good ideas, very good concepts, and all these different things that gaming is, which is why I really love gaming. It's not gaming specifically, just gaming is a lot of different things if you really want to boil it down. But that's my thing. I'm not really good with people though. His thing is all sorts of extra shit. Just his thing that he's not good at, and that's like kind of the pro and con of autism, is talking. He is the only Elixni that has the chitter problem, that has the yes, that has these different things. I think that's just him being him with the autism type of thing. I think that just explaining that a little bit more, because just looking at him, you wouldn't really think that, but with my understanding of autism and different things like that, I actually genuinely think he is autistic. Or something adjacent around those lines, because he is one of the keep in mind, okay, he was the warden of the not the house. He was the warden of the Prison of Elders. The Prison of Elders was not made by the Elixni, it was made by the Awoken people. The Awoken people looked at Varix and said, I like you. Work here. And he did. And he was the warden of it. So he had to have been doing something fucking good. Ooh! Oh, that's not actually... I thought I had to do that. And this type of stuff I'm not going to do either. That's just more nitpicky. But they are actually pretty good to do. And for an example, and that's from Shadowkeep, if you don't know, that's how you actually get rid of all the ghosts around Aramis. Not Aramis. Eris. There we go. Yeah, Eris more. That's how you get all the ghosts around her. You can actually get rid of all of them. Like for my Titan, all of them are gone. I actually went out of my way and grinded that a good couple days in a row. Or not a day, actually, in a couple days. I did in one day. But got all of them done, just smacked them out, because I actually kind of felt sad seeing her just absolutely tormented by all those ghosts around her. And I don't feel sad about AI at all, ever really. Just thinking about the story implications and lore and different things like that, it's kind of sad being tormented by obviously not your friends, but close enough to make you feel something. That are just talking mad shit to you constantly 24/7, saying all sorts of horrible things that only you can hear. But everyone else can see them. And that's the scary thing about nightmares. They're actually just horrible constructs in so many different ways. Which is part of the reason why I really look forward to the third Darkness subclass, because if it's not nightmares, or Okay, if it's not nightmares, I don't know what the fuck it would be. Second, if it is nightmares, that's just the JoJo subclass. I don't actually have to help them. I really want to, but I'm not going to. That's just a waste of time. If I wasn't making a video, I would help them. Just so you know. Just, I don't want to waste y'all's time. And that's not really something that would really benefit me at all, or you, really. And I don't help people for the benefit, just so you know.
Clovis Bray's European colony, built to house those who came to build Exo, and to become them. So you came to Europa to what? Hide from the Vanguard?
Varric knows of the elephant in the room. Kate Six's death was not my intention. No day passes without regret. I will answer for these crimes, but not before my people are safe from Erebus.
It's awesome how Varix is just a good person overall. Because what he did was in the intention of helping out his people. And what the fuck? I was just running too much. Oh, shit. Trying to keep speed booster, fuck me. My people need me again. And I'm through. Hell yeah. How did that one explode?
That dome. Is that where you live?
A pinnacle of hope remaining in Ixnay, but a standing reminder of Erebus's betrayal of Varix.
But also his betrayal of her as well. Just to make sure you know that. They both kind of betrayed each other. I just want to show something off. In this area here, you don't actually have to go through there. You can actually just jump up here pretty easily, but I'm going to go through here to kill a lot of things. I just really wanted to show that off. It's pretty fun. Have a spear. Oh, I was playing like... Oh, I did not know it was actually... Oh. Well, I'm actually going to try. I thought I could just run around and be fun. I knew I was going to die there. Well, this time I am just going to speed run up.
Dome. Is that where you live?
A pinnacle of hope remaining in Ixnay, but a standing reminder of Erebus's betrayal of Varix.
I did that spin there so I can actually run in place, relatively speaking. If you did not know, you can actually shoot the mines, which is very handy.
I feel it again. The energy I felt earlier. Must have been Aramis using stasis. The darkness trail Aramis left behind leads right through that door. But it's locked.
With stasis, yes. You will not be able to break through.
Then we'll find another way around.
Yeah, for the same reason. Because you desire
Sorry for speedrunning a little bit too fast.
chains! For centuries we have been bound by them. Servants to the so-called Great Machine. We even built idols in its image. We have become pawns of our own devices. No longer. Today, we begin breaking free from our chains. This power is a gift. One I will share with all of you in time. Vilax! One by one, we will rise again.
This game's gorgeous because even the music itself is actually the same music that is used for Darkness all the time, just a little bit different. Like the boom that you hear here and there is actually just Darkness.
This is our future. Our enemies stand no chance against this power. The Great Machine will finally know our pain. It would appear our enemies have arrived, eager to test us. Let's not keep them waiting.
Now, the reason why all those Elixni in the crowd reacted like that is because what she just destroyed is not just a idol of their great machine, it's also their food source. It's how they grow.
I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Aramis has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Don't stop. Keep moving.
The servitors that they made, and that's what she actually destroyed as a servitor, they are made not actually they're made as an idol to the Great Machine, because their Great Machine gave them ether. Their entire base thing for growing, how they get so massive like this boy here. That's how they do shit like that. Like, her doing that is actually horrible.
The Fallen. This is really bad. Ship's here. To the left. There. Across the gap. Go.
Like, imagine your entire reason for living. Like, your basically robotic mom that makes you grow literally just got smashed like that. And the reason why the servitors can make them immortal is because they're overloading them with ether, which is basically giving them infinite regeneration. Think of it like that. And speaking of little cool things that if you think of it right, a sword, and I do want to show this off, and just scrolling over it will actually say everything basically. Uh, See the ammo capacity there. Swords should not have ammo capacity if they are just a heap of raw metal. Swords in this game are not actually just heaps of raw metal. They are basically batteries, syringes, you can label them all sorts of different things, because their ammo is them emitting that energy to swing forward. Technically, they should not despawn, basically, whenever you run out of ammo, but that swing, where you can actually apply an element, basically, is because they're emitting that element. Basically like a battery or a syringe or something like that. Just pretty cool things.
Varix believed Aramis wished to create a new life for the Elixir, but these dark powers have poisoned her mind. And so I fled from her. For this, she calls me betrayer. There are others who fled, those like me, who still worship the great machine. They are in hiding. I will not leave them behind. They will be casualties in her war without our help. But perhaps they can be brought to safety.
And okay, something about what he just said about how they worship the Great Machine still. The Great Machine never wanted worship. Like, ever. The Great Machine literally is just a life giver. People naturally worship life-giving things, but that's all it is. It just wants to help. And people just worship it. It has actually said outright, stop. Basically like, the Great Emperor in Warhammer 40k. First, Warhammer 40k and Destiny 2 is actually pretty similar in how just dark and fucking terrifying the world is. Like, in Destiny 2, for an example, there's a species that literally makes the Awoken fucking terrified, that they don't even know it's their boogeyman. It appears on ships, and they know it's the same species because they hear the screams in the recordings. It sounds like a radioactive scream. Is how I picture it in the lore tabs. Is like a radioactive scream where you hear the crackles of the radiation just, rah, and they just die. Like, it's that type of what the fuck is that thing? And the scariest thing about it is it can fucking teleport. It can just appear on their ships. Not land, not anything like that, just fucking appear. And there's things like that in this universe. This universe is fucking terrifying. Like Warhammer 40k, and like Warhammer 40k, the god in both series don't want to be a god. They just want to help, they just want to make things better, they don't want to be a god, they don't want worship, and that's just kind of fucking funny. Just both godlike entities in both franchises I thoroughly love. Both say, stop worshipping me constantly. Like, the, for an example, this is going to be kind of a spoiler, in the final shape, the Traveler basically says, I'm your friend, I'm your partner, don't worship me.
I hoped it would be. For those who do not wish to live under the rule of a dark kelm, we must play Savior. A secret communications network would allow us to reach out.
Barracks, we're ready. Where is the first relay?
Varix thanks you.
Power's going, Barracks.
Good. 2 more.
I remember correctly, this... Yeah, there we go. Some things I remember pretty well. Some things I just don't.
Okay, Varix, that's 2. Did you?
Hear that? Sounded like voices.
What? Who?
Woo, okay. Okay, playing the final shape.
Must hurry then. There's one more relay.
Okay, the voices there, I think, are the voices in the darkness, the dissenters, I believe what they are called, if I remember correctly, in the final shape. That's a massive spoiler, but I think they're already trying to reach out and saying, let us help you, kill the fucker. Because, okay, boiling it down, the dissenters are people that were forced to join the Witness's entire conglomerate, because the Witness is not a person, it is a them, literally, it is multiple consciousnesses merged together using the power of the darkness, but the dissenters are the ones that were forced to, but not actually wanting to. So they actually want to break through this and just completely destroy all of it, which is why you can actually kill the Witness in the final shape. But I think that's what's actually trying to talk to you. They don't have like the best voice right now because you're not like imbued with darkness and everything like that. That's why you... Ooh, that's why you have to learn more and more darkness to be able to finally fight the Witness. Oh, I love... And speaking of... Okay, going down this logic train. The reason why nightmares work actually pretty well as a third darkness subclass is because we eventually learn to use the nightmare of the Guardian. Because the witness, we killed the fucking Witness, we killed his disciples, basically Dark Jesus, and we fucking killed him. That has to be some psychic chicanery across everything that would possibly want to kill us. That has to put some dread on them. Like, holy fuck. And speaking of that, we killed the Witness, and Fikrul in this season is harder to kill. Because Fikrul is actually the only thing that is truly immortal.
Oh no. It's them. They're here. They're beckoning us.
And okay. The first voice, I think, might have been the dissenters, kind of. Okay, the dissenters have to work with the Witness at the same time, because if they just completely say, we don't like you, they'll have more than just the shroud on them and different things like that. Like, they have to work with the Witness to fight the Witness. So I think the dissenters were like, you, come here. Because more than just anything else, it's just, you can actually help us. You're powerful, come here. Where the Witness wants to use you, the dissenters want to help you, kind of thing. Which is why the entire time playing through this, you'll hear, why are we able to do this? Why? The dissenters allow us to. Which is also the Witness allows us to, because they're kind of the same thing, but so...
You answered. We kept you waiting long enough. Come to us. Salvation awaits.
And that is the first time you hear the Witness.
Life believes you thankless. Nothing more than a soldier asked again and again to do its bidding. So we want to thank you with a gift to help you finally take control.
Now, something kind of funny about that. The Traveler has never once asked us to do a damn thing except save our own asses. We've had to stop things that the Traveler itself would want us to stop, but it's never directly asked us to do a damn thing. Except for like in the Red War, where it's just giving us our powers and different things like that. It never really says, go do this specific thing for me. Except in the final shape. It's awesome seeing the Drifter and his Moondust playing together. Playing together as in going to war, but they basically are playing.
Guardian, right on time.
And I like saying his Moondust because that's just a very just gorgeous nickname and the best way to put it. And his Moondust specifically because I cannot really say Moondust by myself because okay. The reason why he calls her Moondust is because Eris 1 has gone through so much shit, and it's actually very pretty that he calls her Moondust is because he himself has gone through a whole lot of shit, and he himself is trying to, like, help her out through her shit. And genuinely finds her beautiful in every single word that could be described as. Like, she is beautiful to him. Literally, when Eris Morn became a hive god, she still fucking loved her. Without a doubt, perfectly, just, you are mine, I am yours, I love you type of thing.
I know. I owe you an explanation for all this. I once asked Guardians to destroy the Blackheart, to prevent Darkness's arrival. Success may have been achieved, but I now know that fate comes knocking sooner or later. The floodgates are open. The darkness is here. I wield it now with intent to stop our enemies where the light cannot. Your resilience within the pyramid proves you're capable of wielding it too. Before us lies what we call a ziggurat. Its purpose is temptation. To begin your training, you must give in. Here, take this.
Something kind of cool about. Okay, how about this?
Please understand. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
That line there.
Together.
Sorry, that line there, the light and dark is so very thin. That is actually like the main gimmick across the entire franchise, even from day one. Even though you didn't see it, even though it's not really there, that's the entire gimmick. Because light and dark are two sides of creation. Darkness is the intangibles. Light is the tangibles. Basically, that's how it functions. Not light like your flashlight or your lamp or different things like that. It's creation. It is solar energy. It's not just from the sun. It's regeneration, purest form. It's burning in its purest form. Different things like that. Like, and something kind of cool. Theoretically, if you're from a different star, solar energy might actually look different to you because it's your solar energy and it's all about perspective. That general thing. But something kind of cool about the cutscene that happened a little bit ago. I actually want to see like that grenade or that melee, whatever that would be, with the ability to have that shatter on that ability. Like, I would love to see them introduce stuff like that later down the line. And they kind of should already because that's what you're seeing already. But still, they should have something around the lines of just a good AoE of guaranteed freeze, kind of like Shackle Grenade, but just a good instant freeze. And I think you could have like for an example, Duskfield. Duskfield Grenade is... Can I actually... What? I can just... Oh, because I already have them. Huh. Duskfield Grenade is a good AoE that slows targets and then eventually freezes them. Duskfield, though, it's not an instant freeze. This is the instant freeze. If there was something that mixed the two kind of, but had a way, way longer cooldown, I think both of these are like 2 minutes. If it was like 4 minutes, because it is doubling up on grenades, and it's an instant freeze in an AoE, that might be pretty cool. And I don't know how they would have like a shatter thing, but something on those lines would be pretty cool. I'm just gonna buy these because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I'm here already. So. Do I already have stasis? No, I can't use stasis, but I can unlock stasis things. Okay. Well, once I get stasis, I can play with it.
Looking at her Vanguard report, I can see how Erebus would be a fierce opponent. But from what we've seen, even her own lieutenants fear her. It's hard to square that with what Varix told us, that she had good intentions once. That scares me. that the darkness could change a person that much without them noticing.
Okay, something kind of cool about what he just said. Infamous 1 and 2 both go into that heavily. Infamous 1 more, but that's part of the reason why I love those games. If you didn't know, I love them. They both go into that, how power changes somebody. They could have all the best intentions, but their power, if it's worse, if it's like darker, if it's that general thing, if it can actually do more harm, they themselves might want to do more harm because it gives them that little itchy, like, I can, so why not? That general thing. And that's why the darkness can easily do what it does. It's why not use it for blank? Why not? You can. Why not? Like, that's typical, like, demonic possession type, not demonic possession, demonic tinkering, I think is the right word. And I mean demonic in, like, the general thing. I don't like saying demonic as, like, one overall thing, even though that's kind of the only word I can use, because technically, depending on your version of demon, like, for an example, Oni. Oni are technically Asian demons, but Asian demons aren't actually necessarily bad. Some Oni are genuinely just good. Some, not all, but some are genuinely just good. So, yeah, that's why I just don't like saying demon and without that backup, basically. But sometimes, when I say demon, I basically mean extra-dimensional entity that has a whole lot of power more than a typical human. Which is why I call Hive space demon bugs. Because they have a lot more power, where even their very fucking language can distort the reality around it, which is why you see all the gunk. It's not actually bug shit, like typical bugs have all the gunk around them because it's the shit, or just ugh overall. It's not their natural ugh. It's their language's natural ugh, which is fucking terrifying. Imagine having a tattoo of their language and just having it grow on you. Like, what the fuck could that do to you? And different things like that. Like, okay, with that general mindset, technically you could have a tattoo, like a person would have a tattoo, and boom, they could have that hive ability, relatively speaking, no matter what that could be, because blah, blah. But in Destiny and Destiny 2 and all these different things, there has never been a enemy human. There's never been a taken human or anything like that. There really should be, and the implications of a taken human. Taken basically force evolve something to have a different ability. Like, for an example, the Phalanxes, the Cabal boys with the shields. The shield is not part of them, so the forced evolution is them forcing their will outwards with the shield blast. The goblins, why they can make somebody immortal, is because they're imbuing them with basically Taken mixed with Vex, Voodoo Hoodoo to allow them to be immortal, forcing that energy around them. Like, it makes, relatively speaking, sense, even though they are taken, for each one of their abilities. Even the hobgoblins, where they have range instead of immortality, is because they're typically the snipers. Why not just have more range? That general thing. The human taken, oh fuck, all of them will be basically champions, because humans' evolutionary thing is adaptability. So imagine a taken human could technically, theoretically, have any ability under the sun. Like, if you did not know, there's humans that force evolve themselves, basically. Not force evolved. Evolution is a natural thing. You can't really force evolve something unless you intentionally go out of your way to do it. They themselves didn't really intentionally go out of their way to do it. It just happened. But there is a island, or a man-made island tribe. They use boats, different things like that. But they are a tribe, in somewhere in the Pacific, I believe, that evolved to have webbed fingers, webbed feet, and the ability to hold their breath, like, for way longer than somebody should. But that's because their oxygen levels throughout their blood, different things like that, are elevated because they evolved themselves to be able to do that. Like, their eyes also are a little bit different to allow them to see underwater, different things like that. So imagine what a human taken could do. And these concepts are something that I'm really wanting to dabble with, and the extents of things are what I really want to dabble with in my games, because the extents of things are where things can really be fucking fun. Ah, 5 minutes. Hopefully I can get the mission done. I am gonna have to make a build for this campaign. Because this campaign, you typically use stasis, and stasis is not something you can actually just equip right now, which is a little bit funky. And speaking of that, the Final Shape actually introduced a new way altogether to actually have the the new subclass, which is pretty cool. Just giving it to you begin with, which is something I think these older expansions should have done to begin with. And I mean older because also, not Beyond Light. Lightfall, there we go. Lightfall also has a extra subclass that you don't have instantaneously. You have to go do other things, like actually this campaign, where you actually have to go do the things to actually talk to them and blah, 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 blah. And I forgot the game, or forgot that campaign's name, not because I don't like that campaign. I actually genuinely like that campaign, even though a lot of people just don't. And, okay, I really like that campaign, and one of the things that people really don't, that really confuses me, is Nimbus. Nimbus is just a fun dude, trying his best to make lighthearted jokes of a very terrifying situation, because he knows damn well what is at stake. He just tries his best to have fun. Like Spider-Man, how come he has all those quips? Is because he's genuinely just trying to make it lighthearted, even though he knows damn well it's not. I should get my skimmer. Hopefully it's not destroyed. You still up here? I think it's up here. Did I drive it down and got destroyed? Shit, hopefully I'm not just wasting time. Fuck, I'm just wasting time. Here's where Ascension will be fucking gorgeous, but I haven't played that campaign yet on my Hunter. And just so you know, with this build, I don't actually plan on using Ascension. Even though the exotic kind of is designed with Ascension in mind, I don't want to use Ascension. And that right there is a cool thing about Destiny 2 of technically you don't have to use the entire thing of the exotic, just little bits and pieces to really make a fun build for you. And
We can use stasis to unlock these latches after all. Let's look inside, see if we can find anything useful.
that entire thing I think is why they actually have the classic item exotics, because that itself is actually a pretty cool, like, stepping stone in that general concept of having two exotics mashed together to have a brand new exotic, where previously you could have half of an exotic to have a new build, kind of thing. With all that said, this is just going to be continuing the campaign. I don't actually have to continue doing this since I already did everything here. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you